Hey folks, listen, this is a vast and varied subject here, but everything I've studied on this, no one's come up with a resolution to this issue when they have it. And I'm sure there's, if you've ever had to deal with diagnostics on the newer model cars, it sucks. Anyway, here we go. You're going to get two DTCs with no numbers. You got to go into the security part of your, when you have a Jeep that doesn't start. I shouldn't even say that. Okay. Take two. Okay, I was working on a 2004 Grand Cherokee with a 4.7. Now, I didn't find these codes right away. There was no codes. No codes. All right, how you doing? There was no codes. Sorry about the dogs. No codes. Came in, we towed it in. It was a fuel pump issue. I went through the circuits and stuff, and everything checked out fine, so we put a fuel pump in. Checked the fuel pump when I took it out, and it was lock solid. Anyway, couldn't get it started. It started for about a minute after I finished it, and then it died, and then I couldn't get it restarted. Now, the battery has been dying for a while on this guy. He's been jump starting it and so forth. But what triggered me to go towards the skin module was that one of the times I was trying to start it after I was done is that the key code with the I can't drive 55 thing on it would come on. So basically, I went into the security mode of my scanner. Now I'm using I don't have it. I don't know where I put it. I have a Matco scanner. I'm updated in 2005, so we're on 2004, so I was good. And basically, when I went into the security codes, I got a serial link external malfunction and an EMS status malfunction. Okay. Now this all led me down the road to the security system. You know, the keys don't work. The client brought me over to the key. Tried to get the key, that didn't work. Basically what I was seeing is that the key would not read on the skin module. And I was getting ready to hotwire the damn thing. So I talked to Chrysler. I was on, God, I'm a member of everybody, so I was on IATN, I was on forums, and everyone who had this problem couldn't figure it out. There was no answer other than to hotwire the skin, and I wasn't going to hotwire the guy's module. I thought about it to test it, but I wasn't going to pull it apart. I mean, you got to pull the column apart, stuff like that. Okay, so after 5 or 6 hours of studying all this stuff, I finally got through to, and I hate to bother him, Uncle Ed. Now, Uncle Ed, I've known for, God, 20, 30 years, whatever. And we always used to trade diagnostic procedures and stuff we would go through. Anyway, he was on it, and he already had Chrysler Connect up, and he told me to check fuse number, well, 19. It's a 10 amp fuse, draws half an amp. And basically what that fuse does is it wakes up the computer. Now I tested this fuse before, not pulling it out, gnoming through it, I didn't do any of that. But basically I just, you know, it was a beautiful day out and I was checking all the fuses, make sure there was current through everything, no problem. Well, yesterday when Ed said, dude, check that fuse, I went out and I checked it on the right side. This is in the PDC, and when I checked it, the fuse was good. Went to the other side, and the light was dim. And I was like, holy shit, I missed that. So basically I pulled the fuse on through it, and it was, man, it's a good fuse, but it's not. There was resistance in it quite a bit. So I changed the fuse, and the Jeep started right up. But anyway, if you have a serial link external malfunction or an EMS status malfunction code. Now this is a 2004 Grand Cherokee Laredo with a 4.7. Check the PCM battery fuse. It was number 19 on this one, but I don't know what it would be on other ones. And hopefully this helps some people, because this was a nightmare. I mean, I was ready to start. I don't like to replace parts unless, you know, they test bad, and man, everything was testing good. So anyway, hopefully, oh shit, hopefully that helps somebody, and man, share your stories if you've had this stuff, because there was nothing on the internet, absolutely nothing. I mean, one dude just said hotwire the skim module, and I was like, I've done that before, and that's fine. You bypass the problem, but you're not fixing the problem. And the only problem we have now is that, how did that fuse get that hot on half an amp? So the only thing we can come up with is that the constant jumping. You had to keep jumping the battery. The battery goes dead, he's got to jump it. Very possible of a current deal, or there's a bad connection in the PDC. And if it happens again, I would probably pull the PDC apart and check the connections and make sure all that's good first. Anyway, hope that helped. God bless you all.